Yeah, in that way, I think it would be important for that child to be able to connect, if not with a parent or a caregiver, anyone that they feel connected to, whether it's a sibling or a family member or even a teacher at school, to encourage that child to connect and speak to that person. It's, again, if there's open communication, that child will feel comfortable to speak. But in a situation where there's no connection between a child and a parent, that child's going to really just go into reclusive mode and cut off and shut down and probably look for other sources of love and attention. And we could find that these kids find themselves in situations that are not favorable and that do not lend to their process of learning and growth, and can become challenging for parents. So sometimes I ask my parents, how much time can you allocate each day for this relationship? I've had parents sometimes say to me 10, 15 minutes in a day. That's okay. But just make a commitment. Invest in that process. Remember that we are raising the future of our world. We need to take this seriously. This is our future. We play such an important role as parents in our creation of the future of our world. And these are our kids. So, of course, we're not perfect. We all make mistakes. I certainly make many mistakes. But it's about pausing and reflecting back on that and acknowledging and creating and recreating ourselves all the time. Speaking to other parents, parent groups are always so important because we're not alone. I think so often parents feel so alone because they feel that they may be judged in how they bring up their kids. But remember, like the famous saying goes, there's no book for parenting. So we are all learning every moment, every day. I often say to my kids, you think I know what I'm doing? I don't know. I'm learning as the days go by about parenting. And of course, we have different systems. Sometimes we have single parents. That plays a different role. And, the relationship with one parent will be very different from another parent. And also developmental stages. Sometimes you'll find one parent closer to the child when they are maybe in the early childhood years, but when they get to maybe adolescent years, you'll find that maybe the child is closer to the other parent. And the dynamic between the parents also plays a role. Parents need to be on the same page, because the minute a child knows that they can manipulate or bargain or negotiate too much, challenges can also possibly arise in that space. So that, again, I love to use the word conscious parenting and really just being on the same page in terms of just the basic values. I think it links to values and the way you want to experience the atmosphere in the home. We're doing life with such struggle, and we need to work towards doing life with ease. So ask yourself, when am I experiencing life as easy? What aspect of my life, what aspect in my relationship with my child, with my teenager feels easy? And what aspect feels like a struggle? It's a good question just to pause and ask yourself. That'll give you a lot of answers about yourself as well. The child is a beautiful individual that comes into the world. I love Khalil Gibran's quote on how on children. I think it's they come through us, but we need to allow them the space to be the individuals and offer that experience of freedom. But sometimes we become so enmeshed in how we want our kids to behave. We would all be very comfortable if everybody behaved the way we would like them to behave and according to our rules and our expectations. But think about how we repeat a pattern of that lack of freedom of actually just being. So we find ourselves in cycles of just an imprisonment in our being.